Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is you are joining us. This is the Tulsa World Scene podcast, and I'm here with my colleague Jimmy Trammell. It has been 24 hours since we have experienced a particular dish here in Tulsa that I don't think either of us had ever seen the likes of, and maybe not want to see it again. Anyway, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Each year, the Tulsa Drillers usually try to bring out something new and different for their concessions, and this year they came out with something called the Boomtown Dog. Um, this is a 2 foot long, 1 pound Frankfurter in a gigantic bun that looks like, a French baguette, that you, um,
Looks like Columbus came over on it.
yeah, you know, native people paddled this up, the Susquehanna River or something. Anyway, gigantic, covered with 1 pound of chili, 1 pound of shredded cheese, um, one whole large onion chopped, and served in a 2 foot by 1 foot by about 3 inches deep heavy cardboard tray with 3 pounds of steak cut French fries doused in head country barbecue seasoning. Um, I am no stranger to having hot dogs, but I have never seen anything quite like this. Um, I it it's I don't think and I don't think it's unique to Tulsa. I think I saw something that the Rangers, Texas Rangers, have. I believe they call it the boom stick, which they named after a name for a player that's what he called his bat or something. But it's another one of these gigantic things. And the drillers very generously allowed myself, Mr. Trammell, and our photographer Mike Simons to come by before the matinee game Wednesday to try this thing. Um, Jimmy, you were there when they brought it out and set it down across three seats in the stands. What was your first impression of seeing this thing?
Guinness Book of World Records or something. No, it was so big. And I did have the wherewithal to bring a couple of plates and some forks, metal forks, knowing we could never, never, never cut that with plastic forks. I just forget about it. You need like a hatchet or a cleaver or something to cut it. But metal forks did work. But my thought was, how do we negotiate this? Because if you
Yeah,
had
this
to,
is not. Yeah, this is not something you pick up.
yeah, oh, if you picked it up, it'd just be a nightmare. There's no way.
Yeah,
It's too big, even if you could pick it up to just take bites out of. I mean,
and even though we got it, fresh out of the back of the concession area, um, the chili had already started to, shall we say, compromise the structural integrity of the bun. So if we did try to pick it up, it all just collapsed anyway. So yeah, this is a knife and fork kind of a thing. And thank you for thinking ahead to bring metal utensils. We got them through without a search, and I don't know that we should, encourage people to bring knives and
yeah,
forks
they
to
may confiscate those if you try to
that
bring
might,
knives,
but
forks into
but
the building.
make sure you at least get, some sort of plastic implement that will saw through things because the bread was a little tough. I gotta say. Um,
In a good way.
in a good way, in a good way. It was sturdy. That's the proper word, sturdy.
What were the positives of this giant hot dog, giant chili dog, I should say?
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll get into that in a minute about that there are variations. Um, I thought it was a decent chili dog. I mean, um, they get the chili from a place called the Texas Chili Company. I think that's where they get the gigantic hot dogs. Um, and it's nothing like Coney Island uh chili. There's no cinnamon involved. And it was um pretty substantial
Pretty thick.
chili, pretty thick. Um, the dog itself was perfectly fine. It was not as bland as some, not as spicy as others that I've had. It was pretty decent. And I've had some very large hot dogs where they don't feel like they packed them very tightly. The meat's kind of loose inside. And this was, it had a good bite to it. There was no casing, but it was had a good bite. Overall, I think I said to you, if you just gave us the hot dog with the chili and the cheese and the onions, that would be fine. It almost didn't need the bread because as you said, there was no way because I cut off a piece that had the whole and yeah, there's no way to get your mouth around that. So,
But
um,
as you quoted the chef on this was built to share. It was not
right.
meant for a Joey Chestnut accomplishment. It was meant for several people, a family maybe, to share this giant chili dog. And three of us tackled this thing yesterday and didn't maybe got a half. I don't know. Maybe ate half of it. How
I
many
think,
people? Go ahead.
well, I think between, if I remember correctly, I think we all three went back for a second shot at it.
Mhm.
And when we finished, we had left, I think we'd probably got about two-thirds of it. And if we'd
Okay.
had, maybe one or two other people willing to dive in, we could have finished off the dog. We didn't get anywhere near making a
Yeah.
dent in fries.
Half the fries, not even close to half the fries, right?
Not, I don't think even a quarter of the fries. And the fries were, I mean, they were nice and crisp and everything. They were a little over salty to me. But you're at a ballpark, they want you to buy, more refreshing beverages. So yeah, they probably that I can give them that.
What's the
What
number
were
of how many
you?
people? But this is a how many people job to eat? I'm going to say six. It's a six-person job to eat this chili dog and fries.
Well, the chef, Christopher Bullis, who's the director of food and beverage for the Drillers, he envisioned it for a family of about four or five. He said that um, he brings his family to the ballpark on occasion, and everybody wants to go to everything. Has their own little thing, and he wanted to try to get something that everyone could kind of agree on and chow down on through the game. Although you pointed out, I think correctly, that it's something that you should probably try to eat as quickly as possible because it kind of loses a little bit of appeal as it gets a little colder.
Yeah,
But
it's like a turkey leg in that way. Like you don't want to hotter is good, cooler is bad. All the more reason to share. And to be honest, for the price, if you can split this five, six ways, it may be the bargain of the ballpark.
well, and that's the thing. It's the version that we got with the chili and cheese runs $32. So if four people are going to eat it, that's $8 a piece, and trust me, you'll come away from it full. If you don't get it with the chili and just use like mustard and relish or whatever condiment you like, then it's $27. But still you get nine people to eat that, you've got $3 a shot, and you've had a meal at the ballpark. So um, let me ask you, if would you, Jimmy Trammell, if you
Mhm.
were going back with a group of people, be it family or friends, to the Drillers, would you get this?
Yeah, with a group of people, I would. A bunch of like-minded chili dog. I love chili dogs. A bunch of like-minded chili dog people. I would share this, but like we've talked about, better to take just a slice, eat it fast while it's in a hurry. Uh, and take full advantage rather than let it get a little cool, because you don't want, once it gets cool, it's not quite the same at all. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, we both talked about how we thought the chili had really good flavor. And
The
then,
chili was very good. I enjoyed. I think I enjoyed that maybe the most. And I believe Chef Bullis said that you could buy chili by the bowl,
hmm,
just to have that if you want. Um, and I sometimes I think maybe for a large group um, getting it without the, if not everybody wants chili, getting the plain dog, cutting it up into sections for each person, and they can dress it how they want.
yeah,
That'd be another option. So we're talking a great deal about chili dogs, probably more than we would without talking about Coney Islander. But anyway, that was our grand adventure. It's about 25 hours since we tackled this thing. Um, I don't. I really didn't have anything for the rest of the day after that. So how about you? Did you have dinner, or was that good for lunch and supper for you yesterday?
like you, I intended to not eat anything the rest of the day because I was stuffed. But my son wanted a pizza for dinner, so rather than let some of the pizza go to waste, I did tackle a couple of slices of pepperoni pizza.
You took some for the team, and that is a commendable thing. So. All right. Well, we'll have our full story about our adventures at Driller Park amongst the tubed meats of the place, appearing in Friday's Tulsa World, available online at tulsaworld.com and at fine retailers everywhere. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to this. Hope it was enjoyable, and if you get yourself taken out to the ball game, consider a 2 foot long hot dog for lunch.
Speaking
So.
frankly,
But speaking frankly, there we
yes,
go.
there you
We
go.
had to get that in there.
Yeah,
All right. Well, on behalf of Jimmy Trammell, I will thank you all for taking your time, and we wish you a pleasant good day.
behave.